Not brute force. Uh-oh. It rewards not brute force.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Select your body type. Oh, are we ugly in the face? I care about face type too, you know. Cool, I can't type. Uh-oh. Stupid. It's eating my input.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river?
Yeah, I was trying to kill myself.
What's the last thing you remember?
Oh, you gotta choose. Your recent head trauma increased your pain threshold, making you 50% harder to take down. Your time on the run from authorities has made you quick on your feet, and you're 25% faster when sprinting. You have a military-issued firearm, but only 10 bullets. You'll have to use them judiciously, since there's no way to get more. Years of studying history give you occasional insights into the ancient world. Well, I think this is a story game, and as funny as having a gun with 10 bullets. We'll go for the law. But honestly, I would probably take the run speed. I don't have to wait.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what.
Her
There's
eyes
no
don't
way I'd
fully
leave you
blink.
without him. So I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him.
Damn.
If you can do
Should
that,
have taken the gun.
I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please? Oh, of
Questions.
course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just... What do you want to know?
Who are you? Are you gonna be waifu?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean? Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
She's using me.
All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Wow, this game has meme dialogue. I guess we gotta do the meme dialogue.
Yeah, something like that. But right now, I have bigger problems, like...
This game has like a massive immersion ruining.
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Once.
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber. Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
This sounds sketch.
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me. Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
I'm going in for the priceless artifacts.
My hero. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
A torch. Oh, I was trying to examine it. She made fish, so she knows how to fish.
Back already? What's up? Oh, of course. What am? Great. Thanks again.
Oh, you run fast already. I did not see. Controls about scroll lock. Infinite sprint. Should have gone for the run speed, eh? But we got to do the whole law thing and do all the immersion breaking stuff, don't we? So they know what memes are. Just kind of weird. Kind of immersion ruining to me. I thought this was like a Skyrim game.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except...
Hang on. My bad. Let's listen to the dialogue first. Silly me. Can I, like, reload at the start? Why is yes on the right? Oh. Kinda don't like all the modern dialogue. I might actually new game it. Out of spite. Feedback. Get rid of that modern crap. I'm here to play a game. Yes. I'm starting again. I can't stand that whole futuristic it immersion ruins me.
I checked.
Oh. You've got to be kidding.
Well, it does look like you took a pretty. Not. Are you serious? I just saved your life, and you can't look. If you won't do it for me, oh.
Alright, no meme talk. We're gonna play it like a lore-friendly game, not unimmersed by modern-day crap. Curse those 3 people over 4 years. Putting real life into my Skyrim. Where's my gift? It's present day. Can you make a save now? No.
Hey, I checked. Well, it's not. What's? Oh, I don't know. There's. He would. I would. I. If you can do. Oh. 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 All right. Look, if you really want to know all the tragic details, perhaps I can fill you in after you find Al. He's but you not what? Great. So you're my oh.
All right. Yeah, 5 is quick save. So there is quick saving. There's just no bindings for it. Oh, you can take torches? Oh. Right.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation. Or a warning. Al Worth.
Ha! I jumped off of it. Oh, so that chick is a modern day chick. And now we're in like a ancient olden days ruins. Maybe. Immersion. Anyway, I wanted to choose the other one over the meme one in the first place. I just chose it because I was curious. So you got magic powers to whisper to me, but you can't read my mind, huh? Many shall suffer for the sins of one. So we can read plaques because we have archaeology. That chick's lamenting. That's why I chose archaeology. I simply wanted it for the lore experience. Otherwise, I would have taken the run speed. And if the gameplay is awful, I would have taken the damage reduction. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I swear they move when you turn your back. Ooh. Roman gladiator mid-stride. What could have made a gladiator flee? Guns. Kurhik Esni. Hey, archaeologist, translated. Oh. So the other chick was crying at the pool. The gladiator's running. She's begging for her life. Can I knock them all over? No. He's trying to run away, crawl away, scramble. He's in terror. Why are they standing on those pillars? Shouldn't he be like on the floor? What kind of weird person stands on there? And what kind of person runs on this? Unless the path was already destroyed. Maybe that's the law. Oh, it's so nice to have a jump button. A Roman woman who appears to be praying for help that never came. Man. Can I push her off? Check it out. I'm gonna push her off. Oh, it's an invisible wall? Oh, it's an invisible wall. Okay. A golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al, but how is that possible? Whoa. Okay, so we went back in time through a village. That's why the memes dialogue makes sense. I get it now. Okay, my immersion is no longer ruined. I thought the whole game was set in the past, and I was wondering why she was dressed like the future. It's the other way around.
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now, and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Should have stacked the gold people until you could have made a ladder. And then you could have climbed back out. I guess no one can lift it but us. With our momentum. Panic. Roman man needs begging the gods for mercy. Big that. Boom! I'm beating up statues. Whoa. Damn, this is some future. Relief. A Roman relief depicting a great circular portal and 2 women. I wonder who those could be. Right, so this is a different time zone. That lady's gonna think we took minutes.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine? What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. And you've just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you, and what were you doing in that shrine? No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine. Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's...
So
well,
everyone dies if
it's kind of
one person breaks the
Our
rules.
magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Should have asked the date.
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now.
Yeah, I should have asked him what the date was. Alright, we got money. Is that guy gonna be pissed because I left him? Said I'd go with him, but I didn't say when I would go with him.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far? Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times like these. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived.
These are
I
all
used to lay
people.
awake at night, contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible for it?
So all these people
I
were
still don't
people
have any
from
of
different
the answers,
times.
I'm afraid. I don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned. Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose. Oh, much the same way as many of the others. when the fires came to Rome 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, there were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was the water, rising up to hit my cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine, and stumbled across this place. If you like. I'm afraid not. Although, I did once hear someone gossiping down at Aurelia's tavern about a possible way out. I don't put a lot of stock in such rumors, but if you're desperate and wealthy, you could look into it, I suppose.
I'm turning it
If
up.
that doesn't work, then I suppose we're all stuck here until the gods decide our fate. I hope it works out. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I think about those words a lot. I'd like to think that if we all love our neighbours as ourselves and do to them as we'd have them do to us, then we'll all be fine. But on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth, and that all of us are born with a tendency towards sin. And that's where I get stuck. Is it true? Are we born with a tendency towards sin?
Sin isn't a bad thing.
If that's true, then sooner or later, things are going to end badly for all of us down here. Unless, of course, there's some kind of divine
I'm gonna turn it up
intervention.
in-game, because it's not maxed out.
I wish I shared your faith. Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult for us right now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us his scapegoats. There were executions. It was horrible.
I love how you can just keep saying fair enough.
All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
My mouse is gone. There it is.
I don't know, but it's a crime for slaves to take their own lives. And a debt bondsman isn't far off. Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire. I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I am out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love, I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
I wanted him to jump. That's why I asked him questions.
I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb.
Kinda wanna be bad and tell them to jump.
Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it, it isn't mine.
I don't know how it works yet. It's not my fault.
I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
Pray to who, though? Alright. Let me boost the volume to 100. And maybe the voice to 100. It might be a bit loud now. We'll find out. Did you hear it? It told me to jump too. Follow him. Should we jump?
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm delighted and
Is that the other guy?
elected your magistrate. And now,
What?
now I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now I make this solemn promise to you. Under my leadership, you will finally.
I used to know, like, all the vases' shapes, the time periods, and all that. Now I don't remember. I can't even remember what, like, shape this is. Like, purple carrots, because orange is a modern thing. This is definitely older, because the shapes, before they painted people in stories, they used to just do shapes on the vases. So it's definitely older. Don't know if it's legit or fake, though. It's the same vase. So, they got orange... Well, we in a brothel. Note from Ulpius. Ulpius laments his lost love. He held on as long as he could. He hopes they meet again in Gan Eden. Suicide note directed at Malleolus. Let me put it in reading mode. Julius to our captors Malleolus and Claudia curse you to the depths. By the time you read this, I'll already be dead because death is preferable to another day in the depth bondage to you. May vultures peck out your livers and tatters for all eternity. Am I in a suicide place? Yeah, pause. For air circulation. So, we still in the same house? We're looking for money.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes, thank you.
Minerva. Also known as Athena.
Enjoy the freedom you deserve.
Ares.
And yes, no more.
Known to the Romans as Mars. So, why does this one just say Minerva and not Athena, the Greek goddess? And why does this one say Ares, the Greek god of war, but as the Romans, Mars?
My first act as magistrate,
This guy needs to shut up.
Announce, a day of
Let's read all the law first.
Soot
Soot and water.
I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. Yes.
Alright, let's tell this guy to shut up.
Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above?
He's got two eyes.
That was either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me? I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the election later today. I'm glad you asked. I'll finally restore freedom to this city, just as I've been promising. These good people have suffered long enough under Sentius's tyranny. By declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule, it's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission. Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie? The person making a claim bears the onus of proving that claim. Can you do that? Can you prove the Golden Rule is real? As you wish. I'm afraid not. We're stuck down here together, for better or worse. We're all going to have to make the best of it. You mean the children's fable exploited by Sentius to scare us all into doing what he wants? I trust you can see yourself out. Through the door this time? There's a key just beside it.
Why is it just random rocks everywhere? Why don't we just leave?
Still here.
Yeah, I don't know why they have the Roman god names if this is all Greek. Doesn't make sense. Unless it's just your character's knowledge. You know I'm gonna use this key upstairs, right?
Still here.
Yep. Why has she got mascara?
Be in here?
Where do you keep your valuables?
Talk. What business could you possibly have with me? My marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you very much. I think a better question is, why am I being interrogated by a stranger who just barged into my villa? I have quite enough marriage trouble already, without having to explain to my husband why I'm receiving strange women in private. Preferably the way you came in, by which I mean, please leave. I think it's about to be broken if you don't hurry up and leave. Finally! This is outrageous. Why are you still here? Finally! Get out before I have Domitius throw you out.
The many shall suffer.
I just wanted to know what stealing is. It's true. I knew it. Cool, huh? It warned me not to reload. But I only did it because I wanted to break the golden rule. I'm sorry, but I'm a gamer. I wanted to know if it was true or not, you know? I proved it. And I also wanted to test if you could just... see if NPCs can see you stealing. So I don't even know if she saw me stealing. I got an autosave. I just rarely gotta check. If you can, I need to know what the dialogue says.
You're not supposed to be in... Domitis! Come quickly! We're being robbed! This is outrageous.
Does he even come? I just had to know, like... The game crashed. Okay, don't tell people you're robbing them. Duly noted. It says it's not game over if you rob people. It crashed because I tried to rob the lady. To see what happens. I told her, where are your valuables? And she's like, help, we're being robbed.
This is outrageous.
You again. What is it now? I trust...
Okay, they don't react. It's baloney. It's just dialogue. Yeah, it's not stealing if you take it in front of someone. See, I stole the money and like...
Get out before I have Domitius throw you out.
Alright. We're gonna rewind time now. Using gaming.
Why are you...
So I tested robbing. You know, that whole golden rule. And I stole their money in front of her, so it's not like I was stealing. And it's like, don't reload, you can continue anyway. But I wanted to do it just to see what happens.
Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh, why do I have to do everything round here? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent.
No.
Used to go down into the cistern.
I was stealing.
For junk he could clean up and sell. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me the cisterns are haunted. Said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course, nobody believed him, because who trusts a Carthaginian, right? Anyway, a few days later, he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance, I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground. And hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold. No word of a lie. I saw a creature. Like the corpse of a man who'd been flayed. And it was eating Hannibal. If it was a man, maybe. but I swear on my life this was no man. More like a Strix, or some Versipelus that feeds on human flesh. I didn't stick around to see which. What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there and put a sign at the door to warn the others. Without a weapon? Well, it's your funeral.
Well, can I get a weapon? Alright. There's skeletons of gold. Alright. Remember, you're not allowed to steal in this game. Stealing is illegal. If you steal... The thing is, can I keep breaking the rules and not caring? I want to know. But I want to just play it without breaking the rules first. It's not fair. Well, I'm here to see what I can't get in trouble for stealing. I grabbed that other money, though. Am I allowed to read notes? Hang on, let's see. An anonymous friend to Octavia, may the Lord bless and keep you. I'm sorry I could not risk discussing this with you in person, but if I'm right, then you're a believer like me. You may not be able to worship openly here, but know that you're not alone. If you ever feel like you need somewhere to pray, there's a special place waiting for you deep in the caves behind the theater. Turn right at the first fork and again at the second. Remember that, because I've forgotten. So, you're allowed to read notes. You're just not allowed to take the money. So, what I'm wondering, though, if there's that many, like, pouches to steal in this game, can you steal more than one? So could you just steal? The golden rule thing happens and then steal again, or do you lose your money?
Oi! How did you get in there, you cheeky little Sturkus? If I cop an earful from Malleolus, I'll be coming for you.
How'd you know?
What now? The name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me. Why? Because I am a gladiator. That's why. When Malleolus wins the election, yeah? This place will change. You won't even want to leave. You'll see. I think it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected. He's going to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see. 'Cause if I tell you, and it gets out, it'll give old man Sentius a chance to interfere in our plans. And we can't have that. We've already lined up the votes he needs to win. Just stay out of our way, and we won't have a problem. Malleolus, of course. If old man Sentius can't even protect his own daughter, how can we trust him to protect us? Whatever. Just remember, I'll be watching.
Who's Malleolus? Which was the guy in the house?
Isn't the great temple
of a
majestic?
degenerate mind.
A new face. Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?" The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
I like this lady.
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here? Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you. Older. I see. I wonder if... No. I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns. I know. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you, too. Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the Golden Rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her.
What kind of priest is this?
Don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
Open-minded? I'm unimmersed.
Thank you. Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you discover any patterns.
Ooh, I found a quest.
Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please. I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule. It shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today. I'm afraid I have to insist. All right. Well, I can't force you. I'll let him know you declined, but he won't be pleased. All right.
I just won't talk to him yet. I don't want to progress the...
Best behavior, I trust?
I don't want to progress the story yet. So we'll just leave that. I can't move. I wanted to talk to more people, you know? So I went across that bridge and ended up here. And I started like over there.
Citizen? We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of Athena. You must be a woman of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure.
Just met her.
Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Ah. No. One.
We didn't want to do this yet. I didn't know he was the main dude. Ugh. I'm trying not to do all the story. So this is the Sentius guy. So they polish brass to make it a mirror so they can do makeup. I don't want dialogue. I want to, like, explore, you know? It's too much talking. Until it to Sintus and Cynthia, may Clementia give you the strength to forgive me. I'm sorry I have to leave you this way. I found a way to escape and I must take it. I hope we meet again someday. Oh. Someone escaped. Today, my father suggested I write a diary as a way of keeping myself occupied. We will deal with sudden, devastating disappearance of my sister, a dutiful daughter. Of course, I'll oblige. Following pages contain my innermost secrets. I know you're reading this, Father. I may be young, but do not think me stupid. We're all entitled to our secrets.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
If I talk to him, will he escort me too?
What is it, citizen? I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter, I should say. And the others. And making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals. I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing alright for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My
Time
commander
hasn't
sent me
moved,
to
I
deliver
think.
a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl. And pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum Fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose. He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that. I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested. I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
So this is every person in the game. That's a lot of people to talk to.
Of course. Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it. A war crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent. Seems that way. War crimes. Ridiculous. What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it. So railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing. If you like. Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change.
Isn't that kind of weak?
I appreciate the thought. But you're new here, and I just can't see how you could make an impact in the time between now and the election this afternoon. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings.
So we have to get rid of Malleus.
All right.
He is an ass, and his wife's an ass. Probably doesn't have an ass, though. Now this is...
Don't mind me. I just live here.
Now I'm interested.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
Never mind.
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that? Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now, remind me, why are we having this conversation? Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped, and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone. I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the Harpies?
I haven't talked to her father.
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed...
She just lost
happy.
her sister.
In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, she was gone. That's it. I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me. Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans.
I haven't talked to her father, so how can I click this?
I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city. You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest. And my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Sentilla. I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance. Oh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again. Do I need to ask Horatius to...
Ah, I broke it. I just wanted to click it because it was funny. This game doesn't let you, click things to try it up and have a laugh. Ugh.
I'm sent... Now, you really aren't from... That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its paddock.
That's what the one I
He's
didn't
upset,
choose was.
Of course. But he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her. So he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done. I think so. Because I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance.
Well, I might as well click.
Oh, you're awful.
Yeah. It's always the same, I guess. Is she always gonna be mad if I pick that one? Can I say anything to save it?
Oh. I'm sent. Really? Now, that doesn't. I think that he. I hope you're not insinuating
I don't know
somehow
why that's even a
pleased that
dialogue option.
If you must know, I'm here because my father has forbidden me from leaving the villa. I couldn't bear to lose you too, he says, as if he loves me, and not because he needs at least one daughter he can trade off.
True. So it's funny if you actually doubt her, she kicks you out.
So you'll help me find her?
I was gonna choose the top option, but I had to know what choosing the mean ones does.
Oh, thank you. You should probably take a look through her room. It's the one just by the front door. Maybe you'll find something the rest of us missed. What? Really? I swear, I searched her room top to bottom and never saw that. I wonder how I could have missed it. Strange, but well done, I suppose. But it's odd. It was only a few months ago that Sentilla's friend Yulia let slip she was planning an escape of her own. And yet, Yulia's still here. You should go and speak with her. Find out if she knows anything. She lives in the villa next door.
So you literally get locked out of the quest if you mean to her, but if the game resets the world all the time and everyone forgets who you are, and you're basically a new person again, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, I've always liked clicking all the dialogue options just to see what the reaction is. And then I choose what I want to choose. Sentilla exposes gratitude for adopting her. Where's the reading? They forgot to do the reading for this. You got her a birthday pendant. She's safe and loves him as a father and Sentia as her sister. Why does everyone just leave notes everywhere? Damn. That Malice guy's the real rich one. Well, if we're ever going to commit crime, we're gonna rob him. Is there fall damage? Will I die?
Fear is proof of a
I thought it was weird that you could tell her, like, you look relaxed about your sister's disappearance when it doesn't seem true. So he's the guy we have to go to. That guy guides us. This guy here. The villa next door. Does she mean this one?
Ave.
Yo, do you see my sick jump? Invisible wall pushed me. The game crashed again. Bit unstable, eh? It's interesting, but there's a lot of dialogue I don't really care about. That's all. And there's too much dialogue for me. It's probably because of reloading. It's a Skyrim game after all. So the ghost lady's talking to me. Like, I'm curious enough to play it. It's just, it's a lot of dialogue. You know, it's like reading a book. So it is a lot of, I wish I could shoot something for a bit and have a break. But you kind of need the lore dump. I can read this because I chose the character. Don't steal anything, don't hurt anyone, whoever wrote this didn't get a chance to finish. Don't tell what the golden rules are. I like the exploring part. Am I allowed to take this? So I'm allowed to take money from here. It's not stealing, for some reason. The Myth of the Golden Rule by Durotus the Younger. As per our custom, I shall begin paying my respects to the god responsible for the city. Continued prosperity and tranquil seclusion, he deserves admiration. But depart from the custom, for his attempt at imposing strict rule upon us is oppressive and overreaching and deserving of our contempt. Who among us has not woken up at night in a cold sweat, fearing some sort of accidental transgression of the Golden Rule? All of us must accept that we are capable of error, whether from a momentary lapse in judgment or a conscious decision based on faulty reasoning. Yet, the great threat, the sword of Damocles, that we live under is, believe, a deception. I will prove it to you by dismissing the counter-arguments. First, it may be argued in inscriptions stating, the many shall suffer, for the sins of one is evident that Golden Rule is very real. But that is logically unsound, for we cannot assume that writers knew any more than we did. That this message was inscribed does not make it true, any more than if I were to inscribe Durotus the Younger as a god. Second, it may be argued that the statues in this place are evidence that the Golden Rule is real. You need not remind me of that. It was I who discovered them all around the city. It was I who collected them, placed them in a handcart, and placed them in the niches in which they sit today. I will not soon forget them, and yet I refuse to leap to the conclusion that they were once real people. There is simply no evidence to support that conclusion. When we read the story of Venus bringing Pygmalion's sculptor to Galatea to life, we do not believe it is true. Why should we take a different view here? But ultimately, these arguments are just that. After years of living in fear, there is only one way for me to prove the Golden Rule is a falsehood, and that is through action. Friends, I apologize in advance for this, but one day you'll see this moment as a turning point in our city's history. Let us once for all, if the Golden Rule is real, as I strike one with my fist. So he punched someone. Is that him then? Why do I sometimes hear, like, scraping of metal? barbaric medical tools. A large statue of Apollo, the Roman and Greek god of disease and healing, among other things. Dried and ground herbs. Should we talk to Lucrezia? Why is her chest locked? Is that where I get a gun? Alright, we'll talk to her. Maybe she gives us a gun.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cubulatus Decius won't give it to me. It's too late. She just slipped away. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, I'd treat her with resin of Silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that Silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututor and scratching his eyes out. I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
Yep, this is like an audiobook, basically.
My
a visual
husband
one.
and I moved to Rome from Caesarea.
I guess it's like watching a movie, right?
Embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer.
I want to shoot those skeletons with my
I would
gun.
have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came.
So they always talk about fire.
As I prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other.
River.
I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt
Fire.
in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
See, mentioned a river. They all mentioned fire and some sort of bad guy. Or something like that.
I wish. Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine. A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands. Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but No, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad. Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying, but I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out, and you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. Thanks, I suppose. Sure. What do you want to know? How did you know that? Yes, she did mutter something about the only way out. A few times, but nothing more than that, I'm afraid. Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Hemlock, I believe. I haven't seen her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolus' villa, and they are quite secretive.
That lady crying is the one that I was talking to?
Gladly. Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
So all the statues, that guy said he placed them like this. On that note. Is there a map? So many places to go. So can you climb vines? There's a whole other area, jeez. Like, I'm making my money without robbing people. Who's that? And is she dead? You can steal the bread. We won't steal the bread, because then we'll get a Les Miserables movie. Sing along. Like, as soon as you grab the bread, it should sing the song. Damn, is this the underground city? And I have to go back through the way I came too. The last bottle of wine in the city. Oh yeah. That's worth a lot of money. Maybe I can trade it to the shopkeeper for the drugs. Because it'll be just as rare, right? The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Olivia. Cryptic poetic rambling. Place is called Accursed. Here, Tityos offers his innards to be torn, stretched out over 9 fields. You, Tantalus, cannot catch drops of water. The tree you grasp at eludes you. You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns. Ixion turns and follows after himself and flees. And the 49 Belides, whatever, who dared to plot the destruction of their cousins, their husband fetch again without incessant labor, with incessant labor, the water they have lost. What? Okay. The description was right. Oh, it's the statues making the noise. Look, I think there's a way to climb the vines. So that must be something we can do in the future. Didn't I already rob this? It should say empty when you look at a chest that's already been looted. Looks like Dominitus has been using this to train. I wonder what he's been training for. Looks like no one lives here, though. I can either go down here. Arrows and wine. It said probably the last bottle, but that's my second bottle. Look, there's something in the water. Theophilus had an orgy with 4 girls here and disappointed all of them equally. Okay then. A dice tower. Metal dice tower designed to stop people from cheating when rolling dice. Clearly cheating must be a problem among Romans. That's cool, so you just put your dice in here and it rolls down. Wow. So Domitius, whoever that is. Oh, he's the gladiator guy. So I guess he lives here. The only way out is whoever wrote this was interrupted, perhaps tragically. So you can't speak of the exit, huh?
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll
Oh, that's
scare away
Livia.
my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This
Fish
again.
sauce.
You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
It's a scutum. Scutum. So the hair is dyed horse, huh? So someone likes fish sauce. This is where the bums live. Karbash. They forgot to write dialogue so we can read it better. Recurring dreams about stranger named Curdy. Kabash to Kabash. I told Lucrezia about dreams I've been having. She said it might help her divine their meaning if I wrote them down. It happened again last night, the man by the river that was there. As always, his face shrouded in shadow from that peculiar ram headdress. Once again, he introduced himself as Curdy and told me he dragged me from the river. He seemed to smirk as he said my name, as if it meant something I could not understand. Indeed, the name rings a bell, but I cannot for the life of me remember where I heard it. I do not think I will sleep soundly again until I know. Who is Curdy? Is that Karen in their language? Not a Roman vase. Where did it come from? Dun dun. Lion. Egyptian. So it's an Egyptian vase. Is this a hotel? Incomplete note. Addressed to Sinner. This is your final warning, Sinner. He's got a fish disc too. A phallic charm. Thought by the Romans to have divine and protective properties. Is this guy gonna get me to...
Lamp. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Is this where I started? I told this guy... This is where I started. I told that guy I would, go with him. There's someone up there. Oh, it's a gold statue. So I guess the original game wanted you to come here. But I went this way. And I ignored that dude who said he'd take me. Poem. A love won to an unspecified woman. My life's been torturous as the 7 labors of Hercules. Often defeated and enslaved, yet I would suffer it all again gladly because each lost wound and tragedy brought me to you. Radiant as Rome's sacred flame, you're my bright warmth to nourish my soul. I know I can never touch you any more than hold Vesta's flame. But to watch and love you from afar, bathing in your glow is enough. Is Galerius the one in love with the sister? Dun dun. Looks like someone had been hard at work on a prototype zip line. Well, finish it so I can use it. There's their juice. Mountain juice.
The 49 Belades fetch again with incessant labor. The water they have
Verona
lost.
Arena. Completed in the 1st century and still in use today. Virgil. Alright, we can talk to this lady. Where'd that knight go? The guy who, like, walked past. Ah, he's there. We're all here for supper.
Turns. Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. They never do. There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. Help me? You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern, a terrible pattern. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more. The bloodless shadows. This is their punishment. You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more. The newly arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
With your help, they could be less ignorant. Hilarious for magistrate, countered by I would rather drink Aurelia's special brew. I love how these guys are just writing on walls.
I love your clothes. So exotic.
Thank you.
You stay away from my money.
So even stealing the key is stealing. So I'm guessing if you steal, it resets the game and you start again or something. 'Cause I tested stealing just to see if it was like Skyrim, and as long as the NPC doesn't see you, nothing happens, but it actually messed up
Unless you want me
something.
to slip some hemlock into your next drink, get out.
Oh. My bad. She gets mad when you go in her house.
I love your clothes. So you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before, a certain learning and sophistication. Coming on a bit strong, don't you think? I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. All right.
I love that I had to see that line just to see what happens.
I love your
All right.
clothes. And, there's a... What was that? Some kind of joke? If it was, it wasn't funny. Let's just...
So that's
All
just the
right.
least funny version. That's funny. You have no choice.
I love your clothes. And, there's a...
So she's a liar?
Why? Just because I'm a woman? Honey, it's your loss. I take back what I said. Let's just...
So no matter what, she denies you. The game teases you. Like,
I
oh,
love your clothes. So exotic.
the buyers beware.
How'd you do?
Oh, that's Decius. I'm trying to learn all these names.
And... coming on... Let's just forget...
Alright.
Let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us.
As she jerks this cup.
You know, normally, I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here. Straight to business, huh? I can work with that. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out. I'm happy to tell you all about it, but this is valuable information we're talking about, and I don't just give it out like some cheap oracle. So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you? simple. It's a one-way trip, and I'm not ready to go just yet. I like my life here. One day, maybe, but not now. Well, I can't tell you too much, or you'd figure it out for yourself. But I promise you, you'll never have to spend another hour in this city ever again. I think of it this way. I have something of value, and I'm willing to share it for a price. That's not unethical. That's just good business. Now, do you want it or not?
But good business is based on being unethical. It always has been.
If I took your money without giving you what I promised, I'd be breaking the golden rule, wouldn't I? And I have no interest in doing that. What's the matter? Can't afford it? Well, perhaps you could take out a loan. I understand Malleolus has lent money to others, on occasion.
Damn, so she's with him, huh?
I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. As the saying goes, to drink is human, so we drink. Certainly, for 10 denarii. Whatever you like. All right, see ya.
I'm not giving her money. This lady was just being a charmer to, like, woo me. When I wooed her back. Gross, there's insects on the top.
Beautiful.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. Whatever.
I have to go around to see his face.
Ah, you again. Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but... family's from Seleucia on Tigris. Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. The one they call Ironclads. Same way as everyone else. Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious? Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now. If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either. Nobody is supposed to know about that. Did Lucretia tell you? Gah. Look, I haven't been at my best lately. All my joints ache constantly, and the pain. It has a way of messing with your head. I get stirred up by things that shouldn't bother me, and then there's the statues, and my doubts about my faith. And I just want to scream. You want to help me? Do what Lucretia hasn't been able to do, and find me something to make the pain go away. Until then, get out of my face.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? Very well, another time.
Alright. It's another time. Hello.
Ah, back again, I see. You mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale. All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out.
Fires.
See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, hoping to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing through a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done. The girl? Weren't you listening? All my valuables or the girl? I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money.
No, I thought he meant
so
he
I put
chose-
me in the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift
Don't you
motion,
just
she
love
topples the whole bloody
springtime?
thing into the Tiber. Naturally, very.
So I actually misread the question, and I thought he picked
Wonder how much one of these
the one he
statues
doesn't
is
want to
worth
keep.
outside.
My bad.
South. You mean out? All right. But of course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have. So, and in one swift mode. No, I dived in after it. Of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fall. Only,
Yeah, it's obvious. I just want to choose those options just to see what he says. It's obvious he took the money. It's not really a choice.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's worth a fortune.
So how does this guy not break the golden rules?
You mean how? All right. Oh, of course. And naturally, I dived in after it, hoping to salvage my fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
Commiserations.
Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been a stroke of good fortune, because this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here. I'm afraid
Watch
not.
and smile on
If
you,
you're
sister.
desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the
Yeah,
tavern
it's
claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking. It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk. Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet. Thank you, friend. Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us? Not going to happen. Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years? Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it. Hear what? You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navier on our hands. She claimed the statue was a whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this Silphium or not? Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want? Don't you dare. Very well.
It's telling me to steal. I don't know what to do anymore.
Fortune smile on you, sister.
So what is bluffing versus not bluffing? Oh no.
Don't you just love springtime?
Certainly. Very well. Certainly. Very well.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
Very well. It's terrible. Oh. Very well.
It's all the same. I don't think it matters what you choose.
Very well.
On your
Another
best
time.
behavior, I trust.
Solve it.
Well. Do you think I don't know a bluff?
Yeah, he knows you're bluffing. But it's not a bluff because I'm probably going to have to take it. It's not stealing if it saves
well.
someone's life, though.
Another
Think
time.
about it.
Is proof of a degenerate mind.
Oh, game crash. I think when you reload too much like I do. Because I like choosing the other dialogues for funny. Now, I like choosing the other options to see it. Because I don't want to play a thing twice. I can't do it. But I at least like to see some stuff as if I played it twice. It didn't capture. Damn, it's really broken now. It won't capture now. I broke it. Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, I'll have to restart. I don't know why it didn't capture. It's been fine the whole time. Something asked for my computer pin and I just closed it because I thought it might be a virus scam liar. Maybe it was important. Can't imagine what it was. Did we make it? Okay, it worked. Hurrah. Okay.
Salve.
Oh, back at...
This guy wants a bow. He also wants $1,000. She's also... The ghost is telling me to take it. It's all up to you. So what? I have to steal now? I have to become a criminal?
Horatius? Looking a bit troubled there.
Still no sign of Scintilla. And I haven't slept right in 3 weeks.
Don't be too hard on yourself. From what I hear, nobody saw it coming.
It's that guy.
Anyway, I thought you Stoics weren't supposed to worry about things you can't control.
Exhausting.
Yeah, but I keep thinking, what if there is something I can do? What if she's out there somewhere suffering, waiting to be found?
Sounds like you're torturing yourself. Leave that for the gods. Try to relax, get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
I suppose you're right. What now? What business is that of yours? A lot of people have been looking for her. But it's been 3 weeks, and we've found nothing. What makes you think you can do better? I suppose that's true.
I know what you did to her.
Scintilla was always a kind, well-behaved young woman. I admit, her disappearance really caught me off guard. If anyone knows something,
Should have turned his face
I'd
first.
expect it to be Sentia, Malleolus, Claudia, or Domitius. But none of them will tell me anything. You might fare better, though, I suppose. Fine. All right.
So this is the guard that
Your clothes. So.
Okay, is he gonna be mad at me because I ran off?
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
I told him I would help.
All right.
Okay, we need to go like this, otherwise they stare at the freaking space.
Ah, it's you again. Now.
Clothes.
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
Yeah, I said to this guy that I'd go with him, and then I instantly left.
I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young. It was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it.
Damn. I'm sorry to hear that. Not really. Hey, Raptor.
Oh, I'm sorry to bore you, friend.
Bore me.
Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia, but she'd never tell the likes of me. Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know? I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
Sold.
I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. And that's good enough for me. Because Sentius put him there. Poor Dooley was just wandering around looking for some imaginary treasure. Now a magistrate accused him of being a thief. That's nonsense, of course. Dooley's the most harmless man you'll ever meet. But Sentius really has it in for him, for some reason. Gladly. But... And how could you know that? I mean, I don't like the man, but I don't see how you could know a thing like that.
I just want to see what this says.
Well, in that case, we need to find a way to make sure Malleolus loses. Better yet, get him to withdraw altogether. If you can do that, and Sentius is the only candidate left, I'll run against him. Deal?
Here you go.
I can even... All right.
So my quest to get that guy.
The 49 melodies fetch again. Incessant labor. The water they have lost.
So I had a quest to get rid of Malleus, but now we also have a quest to get rid of Malleus.
From what I hear, nobody saw it coming. Anyway, I thought you Stoics weren't supposed to worry about things you can't control.
Yeah, but I keep thinking, what if there is something I can do? What if she's out there somewhere, suffering, waiting to be found?
Sounds like you're torturing yourself. Leave that for the
Key to the chest in the Shrine of Apollo.
Tomorrow's a new day.
I suppose you're right.
Maevia. So it's not illegal to steal a key from a chest of someone missing, but it is if they're a NPC just living their life. Looks like it's being well loved. I hope that means by a child and not some sicko into dolls.
Galerius?
Horatius? Looking a bit
Should make a hard save, shouldn't I?
troubled
I
there.
don't think it matters, to be honest.
I haven't slept right in 3 weeks.
I went the wrong way. I've got to remember which way it was to get to that locked door.
I suppose you're right.
Can't remember where it is. There was a cage in there. Now I just gotta run through it again. Oh. Oh, okay. So Naevia, you can steal her key. And it's not stealing. Alright. This must just lead... Whoa. We got this. So there's a door being blocked by a gold statue. And there's a treasure chest in there. They must have tested a long time to make sure you can't jump over her. Oh. Whoa, who's this?
I've never seen a lamp like that before. Remarkable.
Goose eggs? Well, they're mine now. It's not stealing. It's all good. I guess this guy's the farmer. It's pointing that way. Interesting. He's pointing in there, and he's pointing up there. Okay. Let me talk to this farmer dude.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to our little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. You arrived on a sad day, friend. What with Julia's death. I wish we could have met under better circumstances. Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people. That kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place. Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines, they're constructed hundreds of years ago, which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek. Well, yes, that could be the reason. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell. Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water coming from outside the city and distribute it all across the chasm. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the Great Temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake and allows us to fish and farm. Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just, please, try to be a bit more discreet about it. mean the Great Temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case, it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the Golden Rule? Unless somebody figures out a way inside, I suppose we'll never know. Of course. You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. But I'd tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have a few sleepless nights thinking about the Golden Rule, but once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you everything, it's not too bad. Nothing new to me, anyway. Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Noviomagus, and learned to expect a bit of hostility. They weren't nearly as tolerant as the Romans. Some people say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. It just seems so flawed to me. Like it's distinctly human. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things that just seem so wrong to you. But this so-called god doesn't seem to care. Which means
Right.
one of two things. Either you don't know the difference between right and wrong, or this unknown god doesn't. And I'm pretty sure I know the difference. Do you?
This guy's probably my favorite one.
Good. Then I hope you'll agree that there are only two ways of dealing with unfair rulers.
Oh no, it kicked me out. Wow, so this game's on a time? I was enjoying his dialogue. I'm actually disappointed now. So, the game's running while I talk to him. You can turn your flashlight underwater. Well, that's dumb. So, pretty much today is over. Because, like, I can't do my rules. Who's Sentius? I don't think I've ever talked to him. Why have I got this as a mission? It won't let me. Oh, there's an apple on this tree. He's trying to grab the apple. Meanwhile, I was trying to get up there. I wonder if you can drop down from there and land on that and break your legs. I'm annoyed. I was enjoying talking to that guy. I didn't know this game was on an active time. Now I'm upset. Wonder if I can... You shouldn't be punished for reading the text.
I've never seen a lamp like that before. Remarkable. Help but... I like that. Help but... Well, I'm an help but... Nice.
Hang on. I didn't mean to skip the text. I'll use click instead. Oh, it crashed. This game doesn't like me reloading. If you reload like twice, it crashes. So I gotta go through his text really fast because it's about to be the next day. And I don't want to have to find him again.
Well, help but... Oh, I... Oh. Hey! You make it up. There's enough so... Of course. You wouldn't zip it. Oh. Some which bad. Good. The first is to leave. The second is to remove the ruler from power. And it seems leaving may not be an option. Good question. It's best if I say no more, but I hope you will give it some thought. Oh, it means someone thinks I'm a sinner, and that I'm going to break the golden rule. Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company.
Gay.
Hey, nothing gets by you, huh? Sorry, that was mean. Yes, I like men. And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagus, you expect a bit of hostility.
I like how that's why they're ratting him out. So they think it must be a Christian person writing that he's gay.
Keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for, what was it, nearly 10 years? Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world, with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am.
Except for the Christians.
I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong. It's not just graffiti. I have quite a collection of handwritten notes too. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not sure what I could have done to upset this person. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably one of those cultists. Strange bunch. They insist there's only one God, and that he considers my nature a sin. Can you believe that? If there are any of them
Christian
here, they
slander.
won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into hiding. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule. Who is it? You went snooping in his place? That was risky. We're lucky you didn't cross any lines. Have you spoken to him about it?
Ask the merchants about Virgil's secret admirer.
I would talk to him myself, but I think that would just inflame the situation. It's probably best if you do it, if you don't mind. Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. And while it's all a bit vague, at least he has a vision. My vote isn't for sale, if that's what you're asking. Nice.
Alright, so I... Oh, getting that guy to kill himself is a bad thing. I have to steal the Silphium resin. Okay, so I have to be a thief. I need dirt on Malleus. Scintilla. Oh, we should do the optional. Ask the merchants in the forum for clues about Virgil's secret admirer. Let's, not solve that one yet. I'll leave it blank. I didn't even know who Virgil was till now. I think I just kind of skipped it. I think it's just me skipping it. I don't think it matters.
I've never seen a lump like
It's bad
that.
to just go straight to accusing.
Oh. Look. Ein Eisbad in any this drive. Strange. Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Ein Eisbad in an You went ahead. I would talk to him myself, but I think that would just inflame.
Well, we didn't need to ask merchants about the clues, I guess. Alright, I gotta just skip through it all.
Hey, you give up. You. Oh, some good. Good. Well, nice to.
Alright. So we basically just failed an optional. Because we already knew who it was. It's dumb that I have to skip lines to catch up. I need to get dirt on Malleus. Where am I? I went... Is this the only way?
Galerius?
Horatius?
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone.
Well, here we go. It's daytime.
Greetings, I'm Georgie. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching. and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail?
What?
Is this a riddle, or perhaps you mean to say you feel like you are ahead of your time? I feel the same way. Another reason for us to stick together. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps? My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forum. You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all? I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
Fair enough.
A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself. I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing.
Okay. Well,
The election's on!
we're not allowed to talk to anyone else, so we'll have to finish Georgius.
What have you discovered?
I'm not allowed to talk to NPCs right now. Ulpius. He killed himself, remember? His lost love? So the guy who kills himself, his lost love was the sister that disappeared. I forgot about that. And a suicide note presumably directed at Malleus. Her captors are Malleus and Claudia. So I do have dirt on him. Can I take it? Quick, we better show up to this meeting and rat him out. Man, I haven't even been up there at all. Where is everybody? I don't know where everybody is.
Help! You have to do something! A man arrived in the baths. Real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule. None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all into the chasm. So now this man's bow is the only one in the city. You'll just have to improvise. Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
No.
What? We don't have time for this. I have to go. Ugh. The shrine is collapsing.
She thought to shrine may collapse at any moment. So it turns out this game is a game that things just happen out of your control, thanks to time control powers. Always remember they're watching. Theophilus had an orgy with 4 girls and disappointed all of them equally. We've read that before. Sponge stick? That's their toilet paper. Communal use. So they use these and they dip them in the water and then wipe their ass with them. Didn't that lady say there was like a dude with a bow somewhere? So where is this communal meeting going on? I think they're going on right now. Theseus' plans. Villa on Aventine, Rome, 2-horse chariot, seat on Senate, 4-horse chariot, villa on Bait.
No idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
We need Decius's key. Quick, I gotta get to them to rat them out.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is. A children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
This is why he's in his gladiator.
Hey, how do I do this quest?
They've been planning this all along.
Shut up, all of you. The magistrate has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
Hey. That's a crime. Bro, it doesn't let me do my mission. Oh, it crashed. It said to stop it. So killing the leader causes a game over or whatever. Alright, ignore that lady. We have to rewind some time. All right. Oh, so we need to take something in here. Navy's treatment notes. Rheumatism. Rhubarb for flatulence, ulcers genitine, stomach pain glucose, rheumatism willowbark, boils aloe.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Well, we can't tell her yet. So how do I, like, do anything here? We have to watch this boring ass speech. Otherwise my day's gonna reset. Ulpius loves Scintilla, corrected to Ulpius killed Scintilla. Ooh.
The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and Marcus Malleolus Gurges. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots, and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Malleolus.
Dacius.
Malleolus.
Galerius.
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil.
Malleolus.
Rufius.
Malleolus.
And finally, Domitius.
Malleolus. Who else?
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Marcus Malleolus Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. I said, hail, Magistrate Malleolus.
I never talked to this guy.
That's more like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt to deceive us all, Sentius is hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
What? I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
His sentence: to fight for his life in gladiatorial combat against Domitius. Here and now for your entertainment.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Wait, I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon him. I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
He's trying to punch.
Lies. It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is.
So this is where you learn the Golden Rule. Let me,
Children's fable.
Oh. It doesn't like me reloading. I think I can't tell on that guy until after this happens. It was obvious it was gonna be him breaking the Golden Rule, but I don't know how I can tell that guy. I hate that this game is on a time thing. Because, like, now I don't get to do all the dialogue and learn who everyone is in one turn. And I can't talk to the sister yet. And now the game is gonna end.
Why are you still here? The dainty little thing from next door? Of course not. As much as I despise her father, I would never lay a finger on that poor, sweet child. Well, I've had quite enough of this. Demetrius, come quickly. Do I need to call Demetrius?
Was there an option to tell her that you believe her? I didn't read, I just clicked it. I'm trying to do as much as I can before the election. So I don't have to like come back on a second day and waste my time. Because if everyone's gonna forget who we are, like, seems kind of weird.
Why? The... Well...
Okay, so no matter what you do, she'll just say gods.
Time for Malleolus to become magistrate.
Sentius and Malleus, same excrement, different smell. I love how that guy's running. They should be walking like NPCs.
The dainty little...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Gracious. Wait, what? Why is it changing? What happened to the voting? Am I a criminal?
Time for Malleolus to become magistrate.
Anyway, we'll do the original plan. Where I, let's grab this. Where's that lady? You know that green lady that...
Today is a sad day. I hope you're coping. Oh.
Hey, what happened to that lady who was like... There's a guy in the... Oh.
Help! Here, what? What?
Okay, I said, did you hear that? What if I go in there first? Oh no, it probably cutscenes.
The shrine is.
Alright, we know all this happens. A Greek statue goddess whom this temple is dedicated. Perhaps a local Greek resident knows more about her. Look, I found a secret hideout. The game crashed. There's too much to do in one day. I don't got enough time. We're gonna have to just let it end. You cannot beat without knowing what you're doing and listen to all the dialogue of the game in one session. Greek lyre. Crumbling Greek statue, been here a long time. Quick, let's do as much as we can without doing the voting thing.
You carry the gift of Prometheus in your hand. Remarkable. Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name? It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here? Then perhaps the fates brought you here to learn the secrets of this place. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I have been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule? You have much to learn. It's best if you figure it out on your own. Come back once you've made progress. Then you should speak with your contemporaries in the city above. Ask them about their stories and see if you detect a pattern of some sort. It is best if you come to this realization for yourself. You would never believe me if I told you.
Good point. If you tell someone the answer, they didn't come to that, they only heard it. Oh, I think the world's about to end. Isn't it cool we don't have to watch that crappy speech? The best thing about, ignoring this. Is that a shortcut back? Cool. Found some mysterious dude who wants us to find out some answers. I did as much as I could. The world's gonna end now.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
They're turning us to gold.
Who's Sentius? Cool. Look, I found a clip. I'm sure it's fine to take some damage, right? Well, see ya. We're back to the, like, futuristic teleporting. So now Gallius is gonna be like, hello. Okay, so this is a time flipping game. That's cool. I love that. We had no choice.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life. Oh, Bacchus, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you. Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Oh, it's gonna be the hook shot? Sweet. Well, the zip line, I should say.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe. Probably. All right, see you around.
Okay. Well, now we know that doing any crime, you just run back here and it resets the world. Meaning I could rob everybody and run back for money, which is kind of strange. I need to take a leak. I'll reload so I don't waste my time after. Well, it didn't crash this time. Alright. So... I've always wanted to go this way. So I'm gonna go this way. I just made 341 bucks. I've got like $1,000 now. Hey, is all that money that I collected gone? What's the rules in this game? Okay, you keep everything. The money's back. Oh, so you can just wait each day and make your money back. If you die, what happens? Okay. Is that a vine over there? It is. Alright, let's just start like we did last time, right? We started by going this way first, and I'm really glad I did. I gotta inspect this garden. Whoa, there's a giant boulder. Oh, I found another secret cave. That must be the upper cistern. Okay. Well, we've never been there, have we? Man, there's so much to explore, but now that I'm on a time limit, it's like... I don't have to care anymore, though. The time limit is meaningless. It's just essentially... Unless there's a limit of time.
Isn't this temple imposing? I'm glad somebody had the good sense to seal it shut.
Oh, so this is the Great Temple.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. Alright, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please, please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him. Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone. Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over. It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact, and she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that.
So they both want to kill themselves.
No. No. Time's up. I am out.
So we gotta
Wherever
help the
you
girl
are,
first.
Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
I want to watch.
I can't believe he went through with it.
It's the same dialogue.
That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted, moments after you arrived. I'll have to let everyone... and I'd bet...
Alright. I urinated into Melius's villa from above and got away with it. So... we can't even help that dude who just chopped through her. Until... we help the girl first, which is very annoying because... technically, I was going to go help her next. If I don't come to him right now, would I save time? So if I don't go to him, and I try and help the girl who swallowed the hemlock... because if I have to wait a whole other day, that kind of sucks.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cubulatus decius won't give it to me.
Okay, she dies anyway. Alright, let's just rewind time. She's gonna die because I haven't done the other thing. Oh, what if I don't talk to her? Does it not advance the game? Think about it. I gotta stop talking to everybody. They keep killing themselves. I'm trying to solve it on a different cycle. How do I use my grapple hook? Well, you don't know.
Oh!
Alright. To save time. Man, if only I'd known this money was in here, huh? Could have made big bucks. Right, we can't talk to anybody. Because everybody that we talk to is going to cue someone dying. We can talk to him first, though.
Ah, it's you again. No. Oh.
Alright, so we need to figure out how to get Sentius's key. Oh yeah, we never even talked to this dude.
Hello? Hello? My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up. I don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure. Yes, but I wasn't. I was just looking. They said I did it more than once, but I can't remember things so good. Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy.
Liability.
Yes. They said I have to live here now, and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me?
Magistrate Sentius Tadulius, I'm writing this in relation to incorrigible antisocial behavior arising from your obsession with an alleged lost treasure. While I'm sympathetic to your plight, the passing of your guardian Hannibal some weeks ago, I wish to impress upon you an important message. The treasure you seek does not exist. Given your memory limitations, it seems like you've misremembered. More importantly, since you have on several occasions been caught trespassing, including around cisterns, are strictly off limits to all citizens. I've reluctantly come to the conclusion that you are a liability to this community and must have your freedom limited. Lest you break the golden rule, it's my hope that this letter will assist you to remember why you were incarcerated, should you experience further lapses in memory.
What does it say? My treasure! My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key, and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns, but when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me, except my friend Galerius and Ek, the priestess lady. She's a nice lady.
Yeah, she is.
Hannibal said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. But maybe you could help me get out of here. Then I would trust you a lot. Galerius already tried that. He said the magistrate wouldn't listen, no matter what. Like Galerius? He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll and everything.
I've already asked him about
If you
running.
help make him magistrate, he can get me out of here, and I can give you the key to my treasure. Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember what it was, just that it was way up high and very precious. You're going to let me out of here? Really? Galerius already tried that. Like, if you're going... Oh. Please. I hate it here. It makes me very sad. Gold? You mean... treasure? My friend Hannibal, he said he got... All I remember is... Now, no... Bye-bye.
Okay. He's useless to us.
Hello. Have we met before? Bye-bye. Hello. My name's
I was trying to read his note, but I'm not allowed. Dooley's note. I did not do it, Dooley. Alright.
Help! You have to do something. A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule. Fabia, but now's not the time. Are you going to help or not? Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over. What? Why? All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Can I go in there?
Shh, I'm hiding.
All right. Well. There's a guy with a bow in hand.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is? I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest. Is that understood? Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place? A small community. Ha! I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery cult. Oh, don't play coy with me. I don't care if you're worshipping Bacchus, Magna Mater, or Christ. You lot are all the same to me. Always sneaking off to your secret sanctuaries, indoctrinating each other with your little mantras. The Emperor may have tolerated your activities up until now, but after what Quinctius did, those days are numbered. You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret? So you admit you're not allowed to leave? Threatening me is not going to help you, but in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe? A distinction without a difference. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense.
I can't say anything to help him.
Tell me, where did you lot get enough gold to make all these statues? You lot are practicing human sacrifice too. You people disgust me. Yes, because I'm the real villain here. It's all clear to me now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination, the mantra, the human sacrifice. You're cultists, there's no doubt in my mind. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what they've become. However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself by telling me where Quinctius is. Do not waste it. Very well, here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also known to
we know this guy.
Of grandeur.
Who's the green and blue eyes guy that I said had two eyes?
He and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire which burnt half of Rome to the ground and killed thousands in the process.
Ooh, look, an archaeologist. I literally saw that NPC. I just forgot who he is.
Who are you to challenge what the Emperor says? Were you there? Do you have spies and scouts all over Rome like he does? No, you do not. This is your last chance. Are you going to tell me where he is or not? Suddenly it's all coming back to you, is it?
It is Malice.
Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now, but you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
This looks like the area I came in. Except not damaged. I'm glad the game remembers, because I talked to him, because I remember, I said to him, oh, he's got two eyes. And implying he had two different ones. There's like nothing here. Since there's nothing here, I'm gonna follow the assassin instead. I wanna watch. Where's the bakery?
Salve. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice. Very well.
Look, I can just steal it. Senna. Well, the Silent Hill thing starts now, so I'll make a new save. I guess you just let things happen as you do it.